welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm in Bangalore, which is why I'm wearing summer clothes, and I have a vlog coming up for that, but I just wanted to do like an infotainment style video, just like I did with my book reviews, to just talk about my reverse culture shock of living back in India after over a decade abroad. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I lived in the US for a decade, starting with Missouri, then Atlanta, then California, and then for the past couple years or so, I was in Berlin, Germany. So I think I'm qualified to do this video and talk about at least my experience of how I felt moving back to India after so many years. I believe I left in 2012 and it's 2025 right now. So a lot has changed, and just want to talk about the things that have changed that surprised me, as well as some of the things that I had to get reaccustomed to. So the first thing I want to talk about is both good and bad. The fact that we don't have to do chores here. I feel that is like, okay, I don't know. I got so used to doing my dishes by myself, or like not having someone like sweep under my feet, that towards the beginning that felt like a little uncomfortable, and I used to be like very like, we are supposed to do our own chores, don't like look for house help, and used to like be holier than thou and look down upon people who hired house help or domestic or whatever they call it here. I don't know the term, the kamwali that comes to our house. So I was like very holier than thou up until I was younger. I'm not gonna reveal my age, although I think I did. But yeah, up until I was like a little younger, I was fine with doing my own chores and laundry. Actually, doing laundry is one of my simple pleasures, aside from grocery shopping. But now all of that can be done by someone else. Actually, every small task can be outsourced to a different person, which is like both. It's great. Now it's great. Now I don't care for doing my own dishes anymore. I'd rather have a house help. I'm not one of those people who's advocating to do your own dishes. As long as you pay them well and treat them nicely, I think having household help is not bad. I just had to get reaccustomed to it. For instance, like I'm in Bangalore right now, and I went to like a nice biryani place. And any restaurant that I have been to in the past week over here, after putting the meal on the table, they ask if they can serve me, and I got so uncomfortable with that. Like, I can serve myself. So like literal spoon feeding that happens here, I was not used to that, and I had to get reaccustomed to that. So that would be culture shock number one, that every small task can be outsourced, from small things such as having your clothes ironed, or just having like a lady come to like do your brows and waxing. Like everything can be outsourced, and that is something that is nice, but it can also make you like very coddled and not able to live by yourself abroad, where you have to do your own chores and stuff. So that, good or bad, that was the first reverse culture shock I want to talk about. The second thing that I want to talk about is everything is electronic, like UPI. I love UPI, so doing cashless payments everywhere I go, because I am a very forgetful person. And do you know how that, I remember from Broad City or in general, there is this very common mantra that a lot of people have on their door right before they're about to leave, which is like phone, keys, wallet, TKW, remember that. And now I think it just needs to be phone. I think keys also in some places. Okay, I don't know about keys, but I don't need to carry my wallet everywhere. Any and every place, even if I like want to buy the smallest thing to like a fancy meal, everything is just UPI, cashless payment, which I'm a really huge fan of, especially after like someone who came back from Berlin. That was like such a stupid experience, because like they used to send you a photo. Sorry, I don't want to make fun of Germany, but they sent you, the bank used to send you, I remember, like a photo tan, which was like a Scantron, or Scantron is an SAT term, but no, like this sent, stupid, but they used to send, in Germany, Deutsche Bank sent me a paper scanner QR code that I had to scan to set up photo tan, which I don't know, basically like India has mastered cashless payments, and I'm here for it. I love it. Like even when I was in US, even cities like San Francisco, and this is back in 2019, if I had to take the Muni or like the bus, I remember in Berkeley, I remember this because I remember a friend texting me that, hey, can you please bring exact change $1.50, because that is something you're going to need at the bus. And my standards were low is one thing we have learned from this anecdote, but the other thing is like if you are not a Berkeley student, Berkeley students get to ride the bus for free, but if you're not a Berkeley student, you have to carry exact change of $1.50. And I just did a metro in Bangalore over here from Indiranagar to MG Road, and even that 15 rupees ticket, I could just use the QR code and pay it through PhonePe. So loving the cashless payments and UPIs over here. That was a reverse culture shock. I had to carry change everywhere before 2012, and I was also a child back then, so I don't know if, I think UPI is a fairly new technology. So that would be the other reverse culture shock. The next thing I want to talk about, and I'm reading off of my laptop again, is I still get stares for, I don't know, having lighter hair and lighter skin. So this is something like I have talked about so much in my reels and in past when I used to do rants. The whole like Fair and Lovely, which is a skin cream to make yourself lighter, and I'm already light. So like I remember when I was like an angsty teenager, or even like in my early 20s, I wrote a poem, and I remember one of the lines of that poem was Fair and Lovely, more like Fair and Lonely, because like everyone is treating me differently, and men are, I don't know, sending me thirsty DMs, and women hate me because they don't look like me, and the world tells them to look like me. So Fair and Lovely are so basically I think I still get stares because of being light skinned and occasionally like coloring my hair, and that is something that I had to get accustomed to. It's never about my clothes. Even like in Amritsar, for instance, it's 20 degrees, so I'm not wearing skin showing clothes. I'm like in full jacket, and just this part of me is visible, and like people would like do so many like double takes to look at me and see who is she. So yeah, staring is still a thing. That was one of the reasons that encouraged me to go to US to study. I was like, I just want to be able to exist without standing out. And what best way to do that by choosing to be in a college full of Caucasians? That was one of my big, like, I think I never dressed well or like wore baggy clothes, and which are now in style now, like the black top, big t-shirt, Billie Eilish. I just lived like that and still do in Amritsar, my hometown, because I was so uncomfortable exploring like different styles or different hair colors, different makeup. I didn't wear contact. I tried to ugly myself to not get that many stares. But it was when I was in the US, and for the longest time I was like a huge advocate of just living there, and thought I'd spend the rest of my life there because I don't like a lot of attention on me. I don't want to be treated differently. And yeah, I had to get reaccustomed to being stared, treated differently. People automatically assume I don't speak Hindi, even in North India. I remember there was this one time when had pink hair when I came back from for a break during my sophomore year, and I was not allowed inside Taj Mahal on regular entry. They wanted me to pay the foreign visa fare. So like I think the regular ticket for Indian passport holders was like 1/3 the price of foreigner passport holder, and they won't let me go in. And I was like, my dad is standing right there, and I look like him, and here's my blue Indian passport. So like those kind of things, like it's not flattering for me. It just makes me cringe. Yeah, getting used to being stared again. Reverse culture shock number 3. Moving on to the next one. All brands are here now. I think there is no need to live abroad. Like I could buy Sephora. This is gonna sound like really vain, but seriously, like some mornings I just need a Sephora walk followed by a Starbucks and avocado toast, and I can do that in Amritsar even now, which is a very small town, and of course in bigger cities like Bangalore and Gurgaon. So yeah, all stores are here now in terms of shopping. You can get all the brands from all over the world, mostly for cheaper price, sometimes even cheaper price in India. So there is that. That wasn't the case in 2012. The next thing is big cities feel safe. And yeah, I didn't get that many stares actually over here. So why I put that as a reverse culture shock is because prior to moving back to India recently, my brain had a dichotomy between West, like America or Europe, versus Amritsar. I didn't realize there's a middle ground like Gurgaon, Bangalore, Mumbai. My brain just assumed moving back to India means moving back to Punjab, which is still true in some cases. Like even if I were to move and work in Bangalore, I would still have to visit my family, and I would still have to go to smaller towns. The whole world cannot move to Mumbai or Bangalore. So, but I will say bigger cities feel safe. The reasons I felt I left India and wanted to not stay here don't those reasons don't matter in bigger cities. Walking alone at night as a woman, I have been doing that for the past 2-3 days. I can't do that in Amritsar still, but I have been doing that over here. Wearing whatever I want and not getting too many stares, being a tattooed girl, like I could do that in Mumbai. If anything, like whenever I have complained about I don't want to live in India because like I'm a woman and I like to dress and whatever, I'm decent looking and I like to like go out alone, and everyone just gets really offended, and it's like, you're not that good looking, you know. Mumbai is full of women who are prettier than you and they walk alone at night. The whole world cannot shift to Mumbai is what I'm saying. I'm not saying like I'm Miss Universe, but the point I'm trying to make is it's more accessible, and still there is work to be done, but India is becoming safer for women, and I have noticed that women are really out there and like outspoken, especially on social media. Like I didn't see that many women wearing cute clothes and like fully like what I call for myself like dressing to my full hotness potential. I can feel comfortable doing that not only on social media, but if I were to go on a street outside. And yeah, that's good. That wasn't there in 2012. I feel when I came back from freshman year during summer break, everyone was just staring at me for wearing like short shorts on IGI in Delhi airport, and that was the most uncomfortable experience of my life. But those memories have been overwritten by recent good experiences. Like I was in Gurgaon with a friend. Everyone was the Uber drivers were really nice and respectful and didn't make women uncomfortable even if we took an Uber at 10 p.m. I'm assuming Mumbai is even cooler and more comfortable. I'm yet to visit Mumbai. Maybe that can be my next remote work location. But yeah, happy to see progress in this area. And yeah, the next thing I want to talk about is like a pleasant reverse culture shock, which is same day doctor appointments. I feel if I were to see a doctor for a cold in the US or Germany, I would have to wait so long. I would have to either go through language barrier in, if I went to like a regular GP, like if it's under the insurance within Germany, I would have to deal with language barrier, communication barrier, the bluntness, which is the rude behavior, which is disguised as German bluntness. I would have to deal with all of that, and I don't have to do that in India. Like I can just speak my own language and be like, yo, I have a backache, and I can feel a backache coming at 10 a.m. and I can be at a chiropractor at 2 p.m. the same day. So God bless same day doctor appointments. And yeah, those were the quick things that I could think of right now while I was getting back from Church Street in my Uber. I think there's going to be a part 2. I could keep doing these, but these were the ones that I could come up with off the top of my head right now. So yeah, mostly pros, I would say. Like the biggest one is like getting a doctor's appointment on the same day the ailment occurs, and cashless payments, still getting stares. I'll get used to that. Yeah, the woman freedom and autonomy aspect, I can just like take a flight to Bangalore or Mumbai as everyone suggests. And yeah, I can't comment on the work-life balance because I still work for an American company. My boss, my manager is American, and most of my stakeholders are also not from India. But I have seen that other people who work in banks, for instance, in India, they have to work on Saturdays also, and they have on-call duties. But I haven't experienced that personally, so I don't have a say on that. The patriarchy is still there, and it's like meaty patriarchy abhi bhi hai. But you know, there's a lot of progress in the decade that I have been out of here. So yeah, those were a few things I wanted to share about my reverse culture shock of moving back. Hope you like this video. Let me know if you need a part 2, and yeah, keep watching.